Hey everyone, and happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a great start so far and you're ready to continue with the next step in our meal planning series. So by now you guys should have all started a Pinterest board that is secret, that you are just dropping recipes in and making sure you get a few of the slow cooker meals that you can reference on the nights that you need that little extra help. And I hope you have grasped the concept of actually reviewing your activities calendar, your family calendar, prior to making your meal plan, because that in essence is going to tell you what you have time for and what you don't have time for, right? So today we're going to talk about the grocery list. Now, I know I sound silly that I'm actually going to walk you through how to make a grocery list. But to be honest with you, do you guys know how many women I see in the grocery store with just like a sheet of paper and chicken scratch, just handwritten down the front, no order, I just see canned soup, chicken breast, or whatever. And there's like 30 items just written down, and they're going, and I see these same women up and down the aisles because there's no sense of order in their grocery shopping. So let's take some time today and break down how to craft the perfect grocery list. I've got my screen shared with you again this evening, and here is a blank Excel spreadsheet. There's nothing on it. I actually want to walk you through this from the very beginning. Once you create it the first time, I would encourage you save it to your desktop, and that way you have the template for good, and you just have to edit the content week over week for what you need to purchase. Now, one of the reasons, there's actually two main reasons, which is the common denominator in the whole meal planning series. When you actually take the time to craft your grocery list, you are actually going to save money, because you're going to get in and get out. You're not going to be, looking up and down the aisles for things and going all over the store, and those impulse purchases will be minimized drastically minimized, as well as time. You're going to be able to go in, you're going to have a nice orderly grocery list, and you're going to be able to get in and out of that grocery store lickety split. So let's get started. The grocery list that I create, I always do it on my computer. I print it out and I have it. Now, I'm going to, at the end of this video, talk to you about an app that will only work if you're in the state of Texas, where there's an HEB. So for anybody who's watching this that doesn't have an HEB, then I highly recommend what I'm about to share with you now. So here it is, blank spreadsheet. You have got to organize your grocery list. It can't just be one long row of items to buy. So how do you do that? You're going to break it down by sections of the store. So I'm going to base this on my grocery store. You guys do it based on your grocery store. So the very first thing I see when I walk in my grocery store is the produce section. So I will write produce section in the first column. I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit larger. And that way I have room to type in all the produce that I need. The next section in my grocery store is the meat and seafood department. Once again, I'll make that larger. Then I get into the dairy foods. And I actually put, like, if I need shredded cheese, or if I need butter or sour cream or anything like that in the dairy section, even though in my grocery store the cheese is on one end and the cream or milk products are at the other end of the store, I still put them in one column because it works for me. I don't have a lot of dairy in my diet, so that's mainly where my cheese is that I need if I'm cooking a recipe for my family and it calls for shredded cheese. After the dairy, then it goes kind of into the bread and bakery. So I will actually write down bread, bakery, because I purchase our sandwich bread from the bakery, some fresh baked bread that is pre-sliced. They have a really delicious wheat berry bread that my kids like on their sandwiches for their lunches. So then it gets into the shelf. Now I will break my shelf products into shelf and baking. Baking is going to be my essentials, my olive oils to cook with, any seasonings or spices that I need. You know that one aisle you go down in your staples for when you're baking? That goes in that row because I don't buy a lot in the grocery store in the aisles. Most of my shopping is done in the perimeter of the store. But, you know, we always have to replenish. And I do have to buy stuff off the shelf, mainly for lunches or snacks on the go. So I need a shelf aisle column, and I need a baking column. And then it goes into freezer, where I'll get any of the freezer foods that I need. And then it'll get into miscellaneous. So that is the grocery list. I will format this. I'll just center it. I'll bold it. And then all I have to do is upload or type in the ingredients that I need based on the meal plan that I've already crafted. So at this point, I would open up the meal plan and I would start with my, I always start with my breakfast and I work down my meal plan, right? I don't go all over or else I'll miss something. So you either can do all of your breakfast or you could do all of Monday, then come back and do Tuesday. I typically like to do my breakfast, my snacks, my lunch, and my afternoon snack first, because the only time I reference my recipes is for dinner. So then I have to open up Pinterest in another tab and go back and forth as I just, you know, get the ingredients per each recipe and then pop it into the grocery list that way. And another thing is I typically, when I get to the dinners, I don't always do it. I will always type it on my computer, but because it's harder to go between the two windows, I will just open Pinterest on my phone and open the recipe that way and just prop it up and then just have the recipe displayed on my phone so I can just reference it real quick and type it in to the column that the ingredient falls under. So what I would do at this point, I would go through and do all of my breakfast. So how many Greek yogurts do I need? Do I need more granola? Do I need to get bananas? Do I need to grab, you know, the Cheerios and the fruit? And this is one of my Challengers meal plans, but I mean, it can go for anybody's meal plan, right? Just figure out what you need based on your meal plan, add it to your grocery list and the proper column, and that's all. And then when you get to your dinners, I recommend pulling the recipe up on your phone and then just being able to look and type in the ingredient that you need. Or you can open up Pinterest in your internet browser and just go in between the two screens. That takes a little bit more time, but it's totally, I've done it before with no problem. And that's it. Like, it's not difficult. It doesn't have to be, you know, difficult. Make the columns that make the most sense to you. Put your columns in order of the grocery store, because what I do is once I get all of my ingredients typed in, so if I needed my Greek yogurt and I just type in Greek yogurt, and then I'll do a comma, I need 5 of them because I need 5 Greek yogurts for the week, you know, and then I would go in over here and write, I need more avocado oil, you know, and just add my stuff in as I need it, right? So then I will print this and I'll make it fit to one page. You know, it's a simple click on your printer icon, and then it prints out, and I go to the grocery store and I mark off as I get on my produce and I get on my meat and my proteins, I'll mark it off. And then when I finish an entire column, so when I leave the produce section and everything's marked off, I actually take like a big X and let's just pretend that this is my produce column right here. Let's pretend this is my produce column and that's all my ingredients. I'll just go through and honestly do a big X like that. You can't really see, but I will mark it out, and that way I know I got all my produce. Because sometimes I will, different of the grocery stores carry different things, so depending on where I'm grocery shopping, if I can't find something and I have to keep going, I will circle it so I know to come back to it before I hit the checkout stand. But when I think I'm done and I've got X's on every column, I know I got everything I needed. I don't need to get anything else because I've already strategically planned my meals. I don't need to buy extra food just that will be wasted. Because if you're planning accurately, then you never should have more left over at the end of a week if you followed your plan. So that's it, guys. Like, that's Super simple. It will save you time and it will save you money at the grocery store. Only buy what's on your list. And then when you place your columns in the order of the grocery store, then you get in and out of that grocery store in record time. You're not going to be searching for stuff. You're not going to be browsing for ideas because you've already done all that. You've already got it planned. I will also say now, for those that live in Texas and have the HEB, have HEB stores, I shop only at HEB. I won't even go into Kroger for a quick something. I will go out of my way to find an HEB. But one of the reasons why is I have used this Excel spreadsheet method for years, but my mom actually has some really good friends that work with corporate HEB. She's from Austin, where they're from, and knows them somehow. And she got to test out this HEB app years, when it first was being launched. And she turned me onto it. And I will tell you, since the app has launched, I have not needed to do this Excel spreadsheet. So check and see if your grocery store has one. But if it doesn't, definitely use this Excel spreadsheet. It works. It's effective. Now, if you have an HEB, then get the app, sign up for a free account. You will be able to choose your HEB that you shop at, and then you can create shopping lists, and you can title it whatever you want to title it, and you just add items. So as you needed Greek yogurt, you go to the HEB app, you type in Greek, you go to the shopping list, create a new list, search for, things, just put in Greek yogurt. It is going to give you every option they sell at that HEB. Now, here's a tip for you. I do not waste time finding the exact product I want. I know the Greek yogurt I buy. I know which one I'm going to get when I get there. So I just click on any Greek yogurt in the app. And when I get to the store and it shows I need Greek yogurt, I don't pay attention to what's in the app. I pay attention to what's on the shelf. Does that make sense? So you're not wasting time hunting down the exact item you're going to buy. Now, on the other side of that, if you need to buy something you don't normally buy, let's say avocado oil, and you don't know which brand to get, the HEB app will show you every brand of avocado oil they sell and the price. So you're able to go ahead and identify the lowest price in the app versus having to look at the label on the shelves. So it is a huge tool, a great time-saving tool, because what it does is as you add items into your grocery list, you close out of it and you get to the grocery store. So you can make your grocery list when you're meal planning on a Saturday. You're going to the grocery store on Sunday or Monday. You just open it up. Everything's in your list. But the coolest thing about this HEB app is they actually sort it by aisle. So it will show you the order of the store. So the first thing listed will be your produce, and then it will be your meat, and then it will go aisle 1 through whatever and tell you the items by aisle. So you actually don't have to go up and down every aisle, because your app's going to tell you you don't need anything on aisle 2 or 3 or 4. You can jump all the way to aisle 9, right? So that is the fastest way to get through the grocery store. So if you don't have an HEB, I highly recommend you still research the apps of the grocery stores that you shop at. There's a really good chance your grocery store will have its app very similar to that. And if it does, get used to it, play around in it, and use that as a resource. Everybody has their phone on them all the time, so you might as well use it to save time and money. So that's it. I hope this helped today. I hope you'll take the time to organize your grocery list so that you're not that woman I see walking around the grocery store all over the place looking for stuff with your chicken scratch list. And take the time, organize your grocery list, print it out so it's legible, and go to the grocery store. A lot of times you'll see me when I print this out, like before I used my app, I had a clipboard because I wanted to be able to stick it on there, and I would just mark it out as I went. Saved tons of money and saved tons of time, and I saved money. Now I use my phone app. I have it in order. I'm able to get in and out of the grocery store super fast. So I hope this helped. I want to know from you, how is it that you're going to organize your list? Do you have a store in your area that you're going to download the app for, or are you going to try this method? Or do you have another method that you do that would help other people save time and money? I would love to hear from you all. So you guys have a great Wednesday, and we'll be back tomorrow to actually go through the full meal planning process from point A to point B and get it all done. And you can see just how fast you can knock all this out and save tons of time and save some money along the way. Okay, guys, y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.